Bravo, bravo, salute. Welcome back to another episode of Bravo One Podcast. We discuss anything that is related to security for people who wants to venture into the security industry, who wants to pursue careers in the industry, people who are existing in the industry. You can learn one or two or three things, each one teach one. Sorry, the last time we had a conversation, we were talking about the second module 2 of grade E, the most basic course in the security, which was basic occupation safety. And now I promised you that we will jump to module 3, which is the PR, public relations. What is public relations? It is how we protect ourselves and the company to the public. How do you relate with the public? How do you interact with the public? How do you represent the company, the brand that you're wearing as a uniform when you are actually on duty? So I'm going to quickly jump into what is the aim of public relations? To maintain and foster a positive public image. So you know that when you are a security officer, you can't just carry alcohol and drink public. You can't smoke in certain areas. You can, I know recently things have been eased, but back in those days, even smoking, you need to find a corner and smoke. And when you're done smoking, then you come back. You need to have a good image so that your company is proud of you and they don't get such reports that there's an officer who was wearing this uniform and he misbehaved. That is very bad. You don't want that to happen. So favorable impressions, good public relations. What are the characteristics of good public relations? You must be smartly dressed, be smartly dressed in a uniform. You must have professional attitude. Professional attitude is how you interact with people, how you speak to people. I don't know if you have encountered this, that you go to a certain public area or public facility, you find the security, you try to greet them, they are so mean, you try to ask them something, they say they don't know, they disown you and all of those things. Those are the things that are actually showing a bad reputation about you as a person. Before being a security officer, you need to communicate effectively, communicate with people, listen to them, interact with them, treat them like your brother, your sister. Don't be mean to people. Don't take your problems from home and bring them into your shift. So when you report on duty, you need to sober up, you need to make sure you are fit for duty, and you need to understand that you are representing a brand, which is your company. You need to show concern when someone asks you something. You need to show concern. You need to be helpful all the time. You need to demonstrate good manners. Interact with people. Don't be short-tempered. Don't speak to people in a certain way that doesn't really show good public relations. Because you are the public image. You represent your company, so you have to make sure that personally and otherwise you are actually representing your company. So this is the module that they are going to teach you about how to relate with the public when you are on duty. So there are also factors that are associated with poor public relations, bad impression. What are those factors? That is a poor attitude. When you have a poor attitude, when you are, a bad person and someone who cannot be approached, someone who's so mean, that's a bad attitude that is not actually acceptable in the industry of security. Another thing is crude speech. Choose your word, and you need to have a good choice of words. When you speak to people, make sure that you have some kind of respect when you interact with them. Another one is incompetence. Incompetence is when you don't understand your duties, you don't understand the SOP, standard operation procedures, and you do as you please. So that's incompetence. You don't take into consideration potential risks surrounding you in your post or wherever you are being deployed. Another one is rumor spreading. Do not spread rumors. When you hear something about people at work, you just go there. Sorry, you do your work. You don't gossip about other people. Don't do that. Don't gossip about other people. Answer something that you don't know. Something that you don't know, don't entertain it. Just say, I don't know about it, especially when it's related to gossiping about people. That's not acceptable. In any environment, you know that gossiping is totally unacceptable. So do not spread rumors. Sorry. Another one is disinterest. Disinterest is lack of interest, not showing interest. And when you're being questioned, you just answer, just to push them away and all of that. So working with people is one of the most challenging things that you always need to be up to standard. Communicate effectively. So you don't need to show disinterest, because people are going to lose interest in you because you're not interested in them also. Sorry, another thing is impoliteness. You're not polite. You need to be polite when you're dealing with people. Sorry, and then you are going to meet many characters. You need to be able to deal with those characters. You need to make sure that you understand them. You need to make sure that you accommodate every kind of a character. Someone who's got a bad attitude, you need to know how to handle them. Someone with a good attitude, you need to know how to handle them. Someone who's not happy, who's upset, who's frustrated because you're dealing with customers. Maybe it's a service provider where you are. Customers come and complain, and then you find yourself trapped in between a rock and a hard surface. So you need to be able to maintain politeness and deal with that. Another one is exploitation of people. Don't exploit people. Don't expect much from people. Don't abuse people. Don't take advantage of people. Don't abuse your authority. Don't ask for money, cigarette. Some officers, when you walk past them, they will ask for a cigarette. You're on duty. You're not supposed to do that. And if your company finds out, like your manager or your supervisor, they can suspend you, because literally you are actually exposing yourself to that risk. Another one is abuse of authority. I've spoken about this, that you don't abuse your powers. You use your powers when you're supposed to. That's the bottom line. You don't cross the line and end up saying things to people and accusing them of something they have not done and all of that. So you need to maintain respect towards people. You need to be kind. You need to be polite. So it makes your life easy as an officer when you're on duty. Another one is poor communication. You need to communicate effectively. You see, this is a merry-go-round, because I've mentioned this multiple times, but it boils to the same point, that you must be able to know how to relate with the public and make sure that you always maintain a good standard and you maintain professionalism. So you do not abuse your authority, and you don't do things which are not part of your job description. And respectfully so, deal with people. And if something is not allowed, politely explain to the person that this is not allowed. And if you've got a problem, you can escalate it to my manager or anyone whom you are reporting to. So, but politely so that this person knows and can see that you're not actually fighting them or harassing them or exploiting them, but you're just showing them the rules, that these are the procedures, and stick to the procedures. Don't do favors to people. This one comes, you ask for a 20 rand, then they pass. The next one comes, they don't have 20 rand, then they don't pass. That's not acceptable. It can get you in a very serious trouble. So this is basically it for module 3 of public relation. Now, next time when we meet, bravos, we're going to jump to module 4, security. What is the function of the security? What are your responsibilities and all of that? So I'll see you next time. Let me be short. And those who have not subscribed, please log in, show some support and subscribe. Here we share anything that is related to security. Let's keep on sharing this information so that anyone who wants to venture into the industry, they know what to expect. It becomes easy for you. It becomes a smooth transition for you. Thank you, bravos. I'll see you next time. Sharp.